Hello everyone, welcome back to the Casino Co official YouTube channel. And today we're going to be doing a review of the SH Monster-arts MechaGodzilla 1993 and Garuda and Fire Rodan Makuhari Decisive Battle version. Dang, quite the mouthful. Anyways, let's take a look at this box very quick. As you can see here, we got the front of the box with Super MechaGodzilla in all of his shiny glory, the Garuda, and then over here we got Fire Rodan. On the side of the box, we have the name of the figure restated again, and then on the back, we have some cool ways it tells you on how you can play with it or display it, and of course all the instructions are in Japanese, which is fantastic. Then of course we got a nice little display of them on the side here. Alright, without further ado, let's get this thing cracked open. So here it is, all inside of its silver packaging. So this set comes with Super MechaGodzilla, Rodan, the Garuda, another eyepiece, some accessories for the Garuda so that you can attach it to MechaGodzilla's back, flight position hands, another chest accessory here, and two of these cables that were used in the movie. I'll tell you what they're used for later. And of course, our good old flight stand for the Garuda and Rodan, which it came with a flight stand for Super MechaGodzilla as well. And then, of course, it came with a crappy instruction manual explaining how to assemble the figures in Japanese. Because, you know, it's made in Japan. Let's start off with MechaGodzilla, the main attraction of the set. He originated in the 1993 film Godzilla Vs MechaGodzilla 2. I have no idea how well the film did, but saying that it came out in 1993, the same year Jurassic Park did, I can imagine that the sales are pretty poor for this film. Although it is still one of my favorite Godzilla movies. Constant action 24/7, amazing characters, amazing reoccurring kaiju. Who am I kidding? The characters are plastic and cardboard. I mean, it's a Godzilla movie. And then, of course, our good buddy MechaGodzilla here nearly kills Godzilla if it wasn't for that pesky Rodan. Anyways, let's start off with looking at the figure. The figure here is, dang, that's some crappy plastic. I feel like if I were to put the slightest bit of pressure right here on the plastic and just push, I would poke a hole through the toy and my finger would go through it. Yeah, that's not good for something that costs $200. $200! Anyways, let's move on. So the head can move in a full 360 motion. Of course, it's not supposed to do that. I just screwed it up when I was getting it in the flight position. Its arms can move in a full 360 motion as well. You can move it out a little bit. Up on the shoulder. Wait, that's an elbow. Down on the elbow. Full 360 motion in the left arm, is this? Yeah, left arm. And of course, we can bend the elbow right here. And then the hands can move like... I remember they had like... yeah, the wrist can move a little bit if you get the hand attached in the right area. And then, yeah, the hands can move, and of course they can move in a whole 360 motion. Go down here. The leg can move this far. And this far. And then, yeah, don't try to move it in a full 360 motion or else the leg will pop off. And it'll be a nightmare to get that thing back on. Next, the knee joint can move this much. And as you can see on the front here, the knee pivots when you move the knee joint. And of course, we have the foot down here. The foot can move forward and backwards. And then probably in a full 360 mode. And yes, the feet are actually made out of metal. Behold, the one part that doesn't feel like $5. Anyways, then of course the front of the foot can move too, so you can get it in flight position. So rearrange that foot so it doesn't look like crapola. And then we have this leg over here. Same articulation as the previous leg. Some knee joint movement. Same movement down here. Then of course we make our way to the tail. Buddy does not move at all, and I wouldn't recommend trying to move it, saying that this piece of junk costs $200. Anyways, we can move the tail in and move the tail up, move the tail in and move the tail up, and that's about all the articulation you're expecting from the tail. And of course, we got some sweet, succulent torso articulation. We can move the torso that far, this far. We can move it up that far, down that far, and then of course we can open the mouth. And if you want to get the head in a flight position, you can lift the head up here and do that, and then you can push the neck in to get it like that so that it looks like he's flying. Now let's attach some of the accessories to him. Here we can see our good buddy MechaGodzilla in his flight position from the movie. As you can see, I changed out the hands to the other set of hands because when he's in the movie, his hands are like straightened out like that for some reason. Don't know why. But yeah, it looks cool. They did a good job at making it look exactly like the crappy CGI or special effects that they used to portray him in the film. But yeah, looks good in the flight position. Only if it came with a stand for that $200 price tag. Anyways, next accessory for this thing. To attach the next accessory, we first need to go to his head. And you see this little visor part right here? We need to remove that. Next part, we need to go up to the visor and remove that piece so that we can put this piece right here. You see it? Let's get the camera to focus. In the movie, Rodan poked out MechaGodzilla's eye, and this is to resemble that. So if we put this right here, and we grab this here, we can now see our good buddy Super MechaGodzilla in all his battle damage glory with his broken eye. Yeah, next accessory. Funny enough, this stomach piece right here was what it originally came with, but to put this on, I had to literally remove the upper body, remove this part, and put this laser here. So the laser cannon there. So, and the thing is, the ball joint is like really, really tiny, like super small. So if you even put the slightest amount of if you use too much pressure to remove the upper part of the body, you'll probably end up tearing out the ball joint as well, which is why I'm not doing that again. If you want to know how to do that, though, you can look in the instructions right here. As you can see, they removed the top part of MechaGodzilla, removed the original part that was there, and put on the new one. So yeah, there you go. That's for the stomach cannon. Now, let's take a look at the Garuda. The Garuda was a giant flying gunship created by this idiot with a pterodactyl obsession. I should put a picture of him up there in the top corner of the screen, hopefully. But the Garuda here basically is the only reason it's in the movies to combine with MechaGodzilla. Yeah, I know. Disappointing. It has these two maser cannons right here that it can use to fire lasers out of. And also, yeah, it's just kind of a hunk of junk. It absolutely fails in the movie and gets destroyed by Rodan. Survives though, and the pilot at least is able to redirect it to combine with Super MechaGodzilla. But other than that, it was a piece of junk in the movie. Let's look at this thing's articulation. So as you can see, the gun cannons on the front of it can move down and up that far. And then this one can move down and up this far. And then, of course, this thing can go forward, backwards, and forwards. Only reason it does that is so it can combine with Super MechaGodzilla. And then these things here, yeah, they're a bit fragile. So just, kind of be careful with them so that you don't break them. Because I have a feeling that the slightest amount of pressure you put on these little wings here, these things are just going to snap straight off. And then the only accessory the Garuda ship came with was the flight stand that you put it on. It's the typical SH Monster-arts flight stand. But I really don't cover SH Monster-arts on this channel. And I don't collect it either. Only reason I got this is because I'm a MechaGodzilla fanatic. But the flight stand typically comes like this. And you have to attach it in the peg hole like that. And then, just moves like that. The tip moves like this. Then there's a little hole on the bottom of the Garuda that you attach the peg into so that it looks like it's flying. Voila. Now let's take a look at Rodan. Here's my second favorite kaiju from the Godzilla series, Rodan! Specifically the version from the 1993 film, which, obviously, because this is what the set is based off of. Anyways, as you can see here, he's based off of his fire form, which I should put a picture of up there in the top right corner. Anyways, Rodan here has articulation in the wings, thankfully. It has a ball joint here in the wing so that it can have a full 360 articulation. Just be careful with this part right here because that feels a little loose now that I just realize it. Wings can flap, move up and down. The tail has this is one of the nicest tails I have from my Godzilla figures, which just shows how very few quality Godzilla figures I have, saying that Rodan has the nicest tail. Anyways, we got a ball joint up here, ball joint 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 here. And in the legs, we have a joint here. And yes, be careful with that piece because it's loosey-goosey. And then a knee joint here. And then, of course, we have a foot pivot here, which can move in a full 360 movement. And then we have a knee joint here. Another leg joint here. Knee joint. And then in the foot can pivot. The neck up here can move in a full 360 movement. Oh, yeah, it kind of does that sometimes. You got to be careful with Rodan's head here. It's kind of loose. Let's see if I can. Oh, it pops back in pops back in seamlessly. Anyways, has a good range of motion on the neck. And then, of course, the mouth can open that much and it can close that much. Let's see. Am I even getting this all on camera? Let me just slightly, do all the articulation again on camera in case I missed it, because I wasn't even looking at the camera when I was posing it. But yeah, that's its full range of articulation. And then it came with, you guessed it, a flight stand. Except its flight stand is a bit more obtuse. Now, a lot of parts for a flight stand, so let's start constructing this thing. First, you're going to need to grab this and plug it in the back hole. Then you're going to need to grab this thing here and plug it in on the very top. Next, you're going to need to see these things here. there's little pegs inside of them. You're going to want to grab this and go from the bottom and remove the peg from the bottom and remove the other peg. After you're done doing that, you're going to want to put in the stand right here and the other stand right here. Now, you can go ahead and get your SH Monster-arts Fire Rodan figure and pose him nicely in his little containment facility. And get this thing, put it there, put this here, put this there. And now we got Rodan completely displayed in his little flight stand. Anyways, now let's see how these figures go together. Quite literally. So remember when I was talking about how the Garuda and MechaGodzilla could combine with each other when I was talking about the Garuda? Well, here I am about to show you how that works. On the back here, we have the spikes. You just gently and carefully remove the back piece here and replace it with this back piece. Next, you're going to want to get the Garuda. And as you can see, the pieces can come apart. You're going to want to replace those pieces with these pieces right here. For what reason? I have no idea. Next, you see those peg holes on the back? You're going to want to align them perfectly with the ones on the back of MechaGodzilla. And then voila, we are back in business. We have our Super MechaGodzilla with Garuda gun pack on the back. Yeah, this thing has some trouble standing, especially for something that costs $200 freaking dollars. Golly. Now you may be wondering what these things are. I forgot to show them earlier in the video when I was talking about the different accessories for MechaGodzilla, but you know, I kind of forgot about these mainly because they're a hassle to put in. In the movie, they were used to, what's it called? To to destroy Godzilla's bottom brain. They succeeded and were producing electric shocks through these to slowly kill off Godzilla. Again, if it weren't for Rodan's sacrifice. These things are an absolute nightmare to put in. Anyways, let me show you what they expect you to do. You see this? See that? That tiny little peg on the top? Let's get this crap to focus. You see that? Expects you to put that in there. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. It wants you to slide this into this little itty bitty hole right here. Just like that. And you better pray that it goes in, because let me tell you, it's not gonna go in. Hey look, it went in. Just a little bit of grit and determination, you can get it to work somehow. But yeah, these wires are made using bendy wire, so you can move them in a full position of as many positions of articulation as you want. Let's see if I can get in the other one now. All right, let's see. Are you seeing this? Yeah, you're seeing this. Ah, shucks. Come on, get in there. Yeah, we got the electric cables in there now so that you can electrocute your Godzilla figures. And yes, Buddy still doesn't want to stand up on his own. Again, $200 freaking gone down the drain. Now, let's do some size comparisons. Here we have MechaGodzilla and Rodan standing side by side. Here we have Super MechaGodzilla standing next to my only other SH Monster-arts figure, the 1991 King Ghidorah. Here we have Super MechaGodzilla standing next to my 2003 Godzilla Tokyo SOS NECA Godzilla. And not Mecha, NECA, National Entertainment Collectibles Association. And here we have it standing next to the Jakks Pacific 2014 Godzilla. Why am I comparing it to it? No reason. Just wanted to show you that I have this behemoth and you don't. So, should you buy this thing? No! There are so many other things you could buy with $230. You could buy a spaceship, like the thing on the spaceship on this thing's back at Walmart for like $15. That is not even a quarter of the price that this thing costs. Not even a fifth. How many gumballs could you buy for $230? How many popsicles could you buy for $230? How many groceries could you invest in for $230? What could you do with $230 besides buying this hunk of junk? This thing feels like it's not worth much more than $20. Heck, it was probably only like $1 for them to produce at the factory up there in SH Monster-arts or whatever. This thing, I mean, honestly, this thing feels like it cost them more to produce than this thing. And this thing's the main attraction of the set. This feels more like $20 than this thing feels like $15. This thing feels like $20. Weird. But yeah, the things on this thing's stomach are definitely going to wear over time. Am I disappointed that I got this? Yes. Do I want to kick myself for not being, frivolous, stingy, what's the wording? Not being smart with my money. Yes, I very much do. Should you buy this? No, of course not. Not even if you're a MechaGodzilla fanatic like me. Save the money that you'd use to buy this and save it for college or something. Something smart like that. I don't know. Something other than using it to buy this. Just put your life into something else. Anyways, folks, have a great rest of your day. And remember to like and subscribe to the Casino Co. official YouTube channel. Can't even stand. It falls on... Anyways. Remember to like and subscribe to the Casino Co. official YouTube channel so that I can reach 1,000 subscribers before I die of old age. And I hope that I never buy from SH Monster-arts ever again. There are plenty of better alternatives. Just buy a Bandai vinyl if you want a figure of this so bad. It's only $20 when this is more than 10 times the price. No wonder I don't collect SH Monster-arts. Anyways, have a good day.